How's it going? I'm Jared Gillis. Welcome to another All About RVs. Today, we're continuing our test to find the best lap sealant for RVing roofs. This is part 2. Part 1, we are looking at the application, what type of roofs and surfaces they're intended for, how well they applied and cured, how flexible, along with how well they stretch. But we have so much more to test to find the best lap sealant. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive into our next test. So this test here is going to be the cleanability of the lap sealant. Oftentimes dirt and dust will collect onto the lap sealant and it just looks terrible over time. So we're gonna do this in 2 different tests. Number 1, short term, and number 2, long term. This thing is gonna be living around for a long time, so we can come back to it year to year and see which lap sealant is doing better. But for the short term, what I did is dust, dirt, grass clippings, all that stuff has kind of been landing on this, and I intentionally put additional on there. The dirt is something that I've had sitting on there for a couple of days, and these have been sitting outside for a couple of weeks. So again, this will be the short-term test, but let's see how this stuff cleans off. First, we'll try and blow it off, and then we'll try and wash it off and see which one comes off with just water, and then we'll put just a rag with water to see which one cleans better. Now, while blowing it off took that top layer off, really hosing it down is where we start to see the difference between them. First off, we see that the Dicor is doing better than the Extreme Ply. And the alphane is doing better than the typical alpha sealant. And the extreme leveling from the Forever Lap Sealant is doing better than the original. The liquid rubber and the GoClean are pretty close neck and neck. And the EternaBond and the Flex Seal are looking pretty clean, except for the EternaBond. Definitely the edges have gotten dark and you can see all of the seams. So now let's put a rag on it and see which ones actually clean up easily. And first off, the Dicor is doing pretty good. It cleaned up pretty well. The Extreme Ply, it's like that dirt is set into that sealant. We could try a cleaner on it, but it feels like it's embedded in there. The alphane is looking pretty clean, especially next to the typical alpha sealant for the TPO roofs. That again feels like the dirt's kind of embedded into the sealant. And then both of the Forever Lap Sealants, the standard and the extra leveling, both of those cleaned up extremely easy with just a wet rag. The liquid rubber also cleaned up very easily with just a wet rag, pulling it ahead of the GoClean, where a rag didn't make a huge difference. It helped, but not a huge difference. And again, on the EternaBond and the Flex Seal, those came out clean, except for the EternaBond. Those edges are going to be forever noticeable at this point. The Sikaflex is kind of right in the middle of the road. There's definitely some staining, but it's not the worst. So now we have a few more really important aspects here. One of them is being adhesion, so we need to do that test, but there are some things we need to consider before we pick a lap sealant for your particular purpose. So let's look at adhesion first though. So starting off, Dicor is looking very solid with the plastic fixture and very solid on the TPO roof itself. I can damage it, but damage isn't the same as adhesion. So it's also very adhesive to the metal plumbing vent, almost more so than the plastic and the TPO. Next up is the Extreme Ply. And again, great adhesion to the plastic plumbing vent and to the TPO roof, as well as the metal vent. Moving over to the alphane, I can actually work underneath to get to the bottom of the sealant and peel it up fairly cleanly and against the plastic plumbing vent as well. It's not that difficult to separate it from the vent. Now the metal plumbing vent is a different story. It is very stuck onto the metal plumbing vent. Moving over to the typical alpha sealant that you use on the roof, it is very well adhered to the plastic plumbing vent and to the TPO roof. I can damage it again, but it's very solid. Same with the metal plumbing vent. Now moving over to the Forever Lap Sealant, and on the plastic plumbing vent, it is very stuck, good adhesion there, and pretty good adhesion on the roofing itself. I can get a little bit of an edge, but it's pretty difficult. I'm trying pretty hard to try and get an edge there. And moving over to the metal vent, it is very well adhered to there. Again, I can damage it, but that's different than adhesion. I will give a side note that I did have to prime the TPO because this is new TPO for the Forever system. It's the only one that required that. I did do a test piece on the RV because our RV roof is aged, and so no primer on there. And the adhesion is even better than using the primer. I can't get an edge underneath it at all. And the extreme leveling is performing exactly the same. Good on the plastic, better on the aged TPO, and excellent on the metal. Moving over to the liquid rubber, and I can peel it away from the plastic plumbing vent and off of the TPO. Without too much effort, I'm able to separate the two. On the metal plumbing vent, it is very well adhered. And on the GoClean, this is the easiest by far to be able to remove out of all the ones that we've tested so far in the plastic plumbing vent, the TPO roof. But on the metal plumbing vent, it is very well adhered. It's not coming off of that at all. And the EternaBond tape, this stuff is very sticky, but I can start to get an edge on it by prying with the same amount of effort that I've done with everything else. Not that it's peeling up easily, but I am able to damage it. Again, that's different than adhesion, so it's very well adhered. And then on over to the Flex Seal, it is adhered to the TPO, but I am able to get an edge on it more so than the majority of the other ones. And get a little bit of separation on the plastic plumbing vent. The metal plumbing vent, it is very well adhered. And then the Sikaflex, testing it on the plastic plumbing vent, it stuck very well. It also adhered very well to the roofing membrane and to the metal. I could cause damage, but it's very well adhered. So for a wrap up, you can see the ones that had good adhesion. We had Dicor, the Standard Alpha, the Extreme Ply, the Forever Lap Sealant, the Extra Leveling Forever Lap Sealant, the EternaBond, and the Sikaflex. The ones that had problems for adhesion for me were the Alphathane, the Liquid Rubber, the GoClean, and the Flex Paste. For me, this one's a really important test. If you're not going to have good adhesion on day one, you're not going to have adhesion down the road. So now with those tests under our belt, we have some really important things to consider when looking at the lap sealant for your RV. Number one, you want to consider what your roof system is. So we have been testing it on the TPO, so the adhesion might be different on different types of surfaces, but that's why I mentioned in the beginning of this video which of these lap sealants are approved for what surfaces. A lot of them were for EPDM, TPO, PVC, and metal. So while I didn't test this on every single type of RV roofing system out there, you can go back in the video and see which one of these sealants are recommended for which roofing system. Number two, you have to consider the warranty of your RV. How old is your warranty? And for that warranty to stand up for the roof, which lap sealant do you need to do, or do you care about trying to stay within that warranty? So let me break it down to where we're at in this test for me so far and my opinions. First off, I had mentioned the warranty because depending on what your warranty situation is with your RV, you might be looking at the performance of these so far and choosing one so that you can stay within warranty, and then you can know what to expect from that sealant. For me, we're outside of our warranty, so I just want to pick the one that's going to last the best and longest for our RV and protect it. And I almost feel like there's a book that should be written, how to have a good quality RV in spite of your manufacturer and in spite of your dealership. But the first thing that I needed to know from each of these sealants is how well they adhered to different types of materials. So if it didn't adhere well or it had an issue where I could have pulled it off easily, that one's off my preferred list. The second thing is how they responded to the flex and the stretch. I know how the ones react that end up more like a stretching putty. They tend to dry out over time and you have to reapply them because of the way that the sun and the water affects them. I've been down that path and know what to expect there. The ones that I like hold their form. The one that doesn't fit in those categories is going to be the EternaBond tape. And it's become extremely popular in the past few years in order to do basically an EternaBond roof where every single seal on the roof of your RV is covered by EternaBond tape. And so here's my thought on that, because there's definitely been people that have had success in protecting the roof of their RV using EternaBond tape. And then there's also roofing companies that really advise against using the EternaBond tape on all the seals. You might be thinking that's just because the RV repair facilities don't want to lose out on business, but there's actually a lot more to it than that. Now, the EternaBond tape kind of has two sides of the coin when you're using it on all of the seals. Number one, I think people have had success using it when you have decent seals on your RV and you're covering it with the tape. So you're basically just trying to protect a good seal from the elements. So that way the sun can't break it down and the water can't get to it the same way that it was before. The flip side of that coin is EternaBond tape can fail, and when you need to make a change or do something to it, it is very difficult to work with. It can be very difficult to pull up, even if that area is leaking, because the majority of it can be stuck down well. But if you just have a small area of it that's not completely sealed, that water will find its way through. Just like at a repair facility that I was at, they had a EternaBond tape on the RV and it found its way in and through to the structure of the RV. That wood was completely saturated and needed to be removed. And we have EternaBond on our RV in two places. Number one, we have some areas on the roof where we had solar panels and I covered it with some sealant and then covered EternaBond tape over the top of that. And on the edges, I can start to see some cracking in the adhesive and it's starting to delaminate a little bit. The other place is from the manufacturer on the slide. So it's covering that seam from the outside wall to the roof. And I can see air bubbles that have formed underneath there. And I definitely have more of that than I did originally with the RV. So now when I need to go repair that, it's very difficult to pull up without causing more damage underneath. Compared to some of the other sealants, it's much easier to be able to work with them after the fact compared to the tapes. Now, Forever Lap Sealant does say that you can encase EternaBond tape. So on here for the slide, we could go to the trim of the slide and then cover the entire piece of tape all the way to the roofing, which is a lot of lap sealant. Because ours is getting a little bit questionable and I think I want to do something in this area, I think I'm going to remove the tape and pretty much cover that same amount of area with the lap sealant. So no matter how you slice it, it's going to be a lot of lap sealant, but I think I like the idea of removing the tape rather than just encasing it, but it is an option. So for me, my preference is to keep EternaBond on hand for emergency purposes, but I'm not going to apply it to all the seams of the RV. I don't want to do something that can fail and then make it more difficult for me to fix it if I needed to. So I'm not going to be taping all of my seams. So we still have some long-term tests that I'm doing, but for me on the list, we're really down to two sealants that I want to use on RV moving forward. And it's the two of the Forever Lap Sealants. And I don't have any affiliation with them at all. It's actually the only sealant on the list that I don't even have the ability to have an affiliate code with it, but it's performed exceptionally well on each of the tests. But there are some things to know about it and some tips on applying sealants on the RV that can really make a big difference. Now, a good question that comes up when applying these sealants is, when do I remove the old sealant and when can I go over the existing sealant? Let me show you an example. So here we have 5 or 6 year old sealant on here, and this side is really well adhered. There's no reason for me to take this off the roof to put new sealant on. But on the other side and on this other bracket, you can see that I can pretty easily put a fingernail underneath there and start to move it. If you can easily get under there and start to move it, remove whatever's loose and not going to want to stay on long term. If it's really stuck, let it stay. If it's got a crack in it or anything where it's not adhered to the base 100%, then peel it off. And whenever you're sealing the sealants, make sure that it's always clean. You don't want any dirt or grime or grease or oil or anything like that on the roof in order to seal it. So clean it good and then apply your new sealant. And for us going with the Forever Lap Sealant, we don't just spot check areas and cover it. Because we're going with a new sealant, we need to encase the old sealant. We're going to make sure that we cover all sides of the existing sealant that is on there. And when I'm applying it, I'm also going a bit extreme and I'm covering the majority of the plastic that's on the roof, like plumbing vents. They can get very brittle from sitting out in the sun. So covering that base completely makes it to where that base is going to last longer. If that cap ends up getting brittle and breaking off, I can just replace that cap and put it on there. But the base is something that I don't want to break, because then I have to peel all of that sealant off and then put a new plumbing vent on there. If I can keep that base and just replace the cap, that's going to be way better and way easier. And on the fans that we have, because it has that base that can go down and then you can just basically replace the fan if you needed to on top without changing out that base at all, I'm taking that sealant all the way to the edge and covering all of that plastic of the base that's put down. None that's going to be on that element that's able to be replaced on top. But that way, all that plastic is going to be covered and it's not going to be getting brittle in the sun. Now, something I'm going to have to check on because I'm not seeing it on the tube here right now, but I thought I had read it, is that you should give the old Dicor and Alpha Sealant 120 days to cure before you encase it in this. So that's typically not going to be a big problem because you're probably not going to be needing to redo your seals on your RV within 120 days. So at that point, You're not going to need the primers. You're not going to need to do any of that on the TPO like we had to on our test piece. So that's the good news. But that's something you'd want to know. So if you had gone up there and touched up some stuff with Dicor Alpha Sealant, you should let that cure for 120 days before you cover it in this. And for a new TPO roof, I'd probably wait 6 months before using it on the membrane, so that way you don't need a primer. Now, you honestly do go through a lot of lap sealant when you do it that way, but I do feel like I'm going to go through less fixtures on the roof of the RV by protecting them even better. Now, another test that we have going are these circles that we have on here. And that's going to represent where water is going to pool and sit and kind of work against that lap sealant. And that happens on RV roofs all the time, especially like on the end of our RV roof where that water goes down and it should be running off. Well, that lap sealant creates a little bit of a lip or an edge where that water is going to sit there until it evaporates. And that water is going to be trying to intrude in. So I'm really eager to see how that's going to handle long term with the water sitting inside of those, because I'm going to take this test piece and I'm going to set it outside so that the sun can beat on it. I'll put it in an area that stuff from trees can fall on it and let the normal things that happen to an RV roof happen to this. And then we're going to look at it again, probably in about 6 months or a year, and see how it's doing, see which one of these is doing better than the others, see if I made the right choice by going with the Forever Lap Sealant. Now, I have an important side note with Forever Lap Sealant, just kind of our experience, because when reality and expectations are kind of aligned, it makes for a much better experience. So they are a smaller company. I say that so that you know that they're not sitting on a massive amount of inventory just waiting for it to go out. They've been at this a long time. They're not a new company. I think they've been doing it for 20 plus years, something like that. But they're making the product, they're shipping the product, and they're fixing RV roofs. And they have more products in their line as well. So I say that so that you don't expect like a 2-day Amazon shipping. It's going to take a little bit more time. I think it's better to understand that and know that if you're going to go with Forever Lap Sealant. So anyways, I hope all this information helps you out, make an informed decision for you and your RV on what's going to be best for your situation. For us, I'm excited about this moving forward. I feel like we have a sealant that's going to last longer on the RV and perform better. So I think that's going to do it for today. So as always, if we don't see you on the road, hopefully we'll see you next video. Take care.